Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the grand finals of the Intel Extreme Masters Singapore. 4 hard days of competition are behind us, and we are now down to just 2 men remaining in the Intel Extreme Masters Singapore. One of these 2 men will walk home with $10,000 in their pocket and a Premier Tournament Championship for the first time. Either way, it works out. We are going to introduce the players in just a moment, but before we get there, if you haven't been tuned in all week and you haven't seen any of the StarCraft II action, it's worth refreshing your memory on the brackets and how these 2 players got to the grand finals. You can see at the top of the screen, Scarlet, the last foreigner in the game, went out 3-1 to Hydra, who then went on to face San, who had already beaten Effort. And you can see he only lost 1 map in that upper bracket before making it to the final. On the bottom half of the bracket, though, MVP going down 3-0 to herO, and herO then picking up another 3-0 against another Zerg, Donray Gu, in the semi-finals. It's time to introduce you to our 2 finalists. They have been phenomenal plays all week, in fact, all 4 days of the Intel Extreme Masters here in Singapore. In fact, our first player has lost just 1 map all week, and that was to Bomber. No disgrace in that. We've nicknamed him the Smiling Singapore Assassin. He is CJ Enters herO. And he goes head-to-head with a man who is playing in only his 2nd Premier Final, still looking for his 1st championship as well, outside of Korea and Taiwan. He has also had a phenomenal 4 days, losing just 2 maps. And one of those was to Scarlet, 1 to MVP. No shame in either of those. Please make some noise for our 2nd finalist. It's San! And best of luck to you both, gentlemen. If you shake hands, best of luck. Or they won't shake hands, maybe. Because my Korean's really bad. But that's fine. It's time to go over to our commentary team for this one. The grand final is brought to you fantastically by Todd and Kalaris.
Thanks very much, Red Eye. Welcome to the caster's desk here for the grand finals of the Intel Extreme Masters Singapore. 2 Protoss remain here to battle it out for that championship. And what a road they've had. Both of them in the brackets have been looking absolutely dominating.
I think herO in particular,
yes,
to be honest. He's been crushing basically anybody he meets. He's going to be his first PvP. So as much as there was a question mark on his Protoss versus Zerg matchup, which, by the way, there is none anymore.
Nope.
There is going to be one now on his PvP, on his mirror match. Can he play as well as he has versus the other races? That's going to be the big question I'm wondering about. Whereas San, he's played a whole bunch of Protoss versus Protoss in the open bracket exclusively. He actually lost in the first round of the open bracket.
Yeah, he did.
To Avenge, and then in the loser bracket of that very open bracket, he was able to beat Blisk, Fist with 2-1, Avenge with 2-1. So he got his revenge versus Avenge. And I mean, those games were close, obviously. Winning twice with 2-1, whereas herO, has he even lost a map yet?
He's lost 1. He's lost 1 map.
Just a single map.
Yeah.
And what did it take to be able to win a map versus this guy?
Exactly. It takes a whole lot from Bomber trying to bring that. But as you can see here, we have our map selection. It was clear was first there after winning the coin toss, and Frost is picked by him. But from herO's side of things, he's looking to complete the trifecta in terms of this last bracket, as he did go through his first opponent, MVP, as the Terran. He then went through Donray Gu, the Zerg, and is now looking to take out the Protoss in the grand final. And for San, I think there's like some question marks on his PvP as well, considering that what we see from him is just that big PvZ focus. We don't really get to see him too much outside of that. And this is San's 2nd final in a very short period of time, where he lost catastrophically to Tasia, who, again, is pretty good.
I mentioned early on in this tournament that San, he was bound to win a tournament at some point. So as much as this tournament looks like, in my opinion, herO's the utter favorite here.
Yeah.
San, I also think he's definitely going to have a good chance here, and he has to win a tournament at some point with the way he's been playing. He's been destroying people left and right. Remember in New York, he was performing very well. I was convinced he was going to be able to at least make it to the finals. And then he completely crumbles under the pressure versus Naniwa and gets destroyed. So here, Is this going to happen again versus another Protoss herO in finals? I guess we'll have to see.
We will have to see. herO, his PvP, to me at least right now, is a little bit of an unknown commodity, but now we have our full map list up and running, our map order good to go. First map, as we said before, will be Frost in this series, as it indeed was San's choice. But I gotta say...
Interesting choice.
Yeah.
Already.
I think so. But at the same time, I have to point out here that you were saying that San is a guy that is eventually going to win a tournament.
Yeah.
But coming into this particular tournament, herO was my choice. After seeing him go through the Intel Extreme, the Korean qualifiers, he looked phenomenal. And coming here, I really had high hopes of his performances, and he hasn't disappointed. He hasn't at all.
And I know I say interesting choice. A lot of the time when those players pick maps, but you need to understand the most classic and standard maps here we could have seen in a PvP as first map, where I would not have said that, would maybe be Belcher Vestige, Yonsu, for example, which are maps that have been a lot more figured out in PvP. Whereas even a map like Aquilon or Whirlwind feels a lot more special than those maps. Frost here, one of the newer maps, a 4-players map. Is San going into this series with something really special on this map? It's very possible.
It certainly is. I mean, you are right in the sense that it is a bit of a strange pick, because there's a lot of volatility still to Frost.
And, okay, I actually did not really follow that closely the map order, but no, I've just been given it in the chat over here. And listen to the picks. Frost was taken by San, and I just said Belcher and Yonsu were more standard maps.
Yeah.
herO, he picked Belcher,
yeah.
Then San picked a 4-players map as well. And then herO picks Yonsu. That's very interesting. This already tells us so much about the way they might be going into the series. It feels like San, he feels maybe a little bit more confident into a longer game, a macro game. As much as he could cheese on a 4-players map, it seems a little bit less likely. So, whereas herO, picking Belcher and Yonsu, he lacks those small maps where there's going to be a ton of action, and it's going to be easier to read into what your opponent's doing. Also, a lot less randomness with the scouting, because only 2 players, you can go for the early scout, make sure you see exactly what your opponent's going for. So herO, he might just basically want to go into a standard, flat-out, pure, non-technical PvP, where you basically just scout, you open with something easy to read into what your opponent's doing, and then from there, you adapt at least a minimum to what he's doing, and you just basically crush him.
Yeah, and this map, after everything you've just explained, this map is extremely, extremely important, because if we see San, for some reason, crumble under the pressure on his choice of map, then that could really throw a spanner in the works, as herO would then go onto his map. If he took a 2-0 lead and then goes onto Whirlwind, a similar map to the first one that San has already picked for his kind of play style, then it really, really could get tough for San. But now, guys, we are loading up into game number 1 here for the grand final of the Intel Extreme Masters Singapore. Frost is our map. PvP, herO versus San. These 2 players have proved themselves all week long. And now it culminates in this, as we have spawning down to the bottom left-hand corner as our red Protoss. Ladies and gentlemen, give it up for CJ herO. And spawning up to the top right, we have our blue Protoss. Ladies and gentlemen, give it up for San.
herO was one of the best performers for his team and just in general in Pro League. And he mentioned it himself in his interview. He did not do well versus Liquid's herO when he met him, which was PvP games. So might be his weakness possibly here.
It may be. It may be. Both of these players, we just haven't seen too much of their PvP. So it'll be interesting to see how this is going to play out. And thank you very much, Sauron, for observing this game for us. Very much appreciated here. I do appreciate it being a Lord of the Rings character myself.
If there's a guy that actually has this account, he's going to get a whole bunch of followers here.
I think there is one, and he had like 10 followers last time we looked. But anyway, so for now, we'll have to see what is going to be going on here. Both players mirroring each other, going just for that gateway initially. No craziness.
Actually, complete mirror. Even building positioning is the exact same from both players. So we'll see when things start diverting from one another. Wouldn't be surprised if we see double gas from both of these players. This is a map where I think we've actually seen it twice in a PvP. Players will go for double gas, 1 sentry, 1 mothership core, and a quick nexus. But only 1 gas is going up here by herO. Is he going to go for some kind of aggression or some kind of very greedy expand with just 1 gas? Something like that could be very good here in the first game, I think.
Yeah, certainly could be. There's already pylon going down at the back of that mineral layer for herO, as there is for San as well. Generally where that tech ends up getting placed in a PvP series when it comes to these kinds of maps. But again, as you can see, neither player has gone out for the scout yet. On a map like Frost, it's not really going to matter a whole lot. It's very, very unlikely your opponent's going to be throwing something at you very, very aggressive because it is a 4-player map.
herO takes a late second gas after his cybernetic score. This is not usual in PvP to do this nowadays. He saved up a whole bunch of chrono boost on his Nexus. I really have to wonder. I thought for a moment this might be 2+2 on the gases and then a quick Nexus, in which case you're gonna have more gas than usual to start anything that you want. Mothership core usually being the priority. But at this point, does he let the Zealot finish? And what tech does he go for? He's on 3+3 on those gases now. Oh, he cancels the Zealot at the last second and starts the Stalker.
Ah, okay.
Interesting already.
Well, just making sure that he's not going to be hit by anything. It's the precautionary insurance measure here from our Protoss players, as we do have San just heading over there, and he will now eventually spot his opponent. But already the Twilight Council has gone down for herO.
Oh, and San is the only player that's invested in some scouting here with the 1 probe. He's actually, it feels like he wants to be aggressive maybe because he has a Zealot, a Mothership core and a Stalker that he chrono boosted. He might want to go for some very early on aggression here, I think. And if that were the case, herO really does not have much. He hasn't even started his Mothership core, which might indicate he wants to go for a quick Dark Shrine. He's getting a second gateway now. This could go very well for San if he's able to micro it well. Ooh. And he goes for the attack here. And yeah, he's moving across the map now.
San has already got a Stargate going down behind this as well. So nice, interesting choices here from him. The Blink is on the way for herO. I really, really love seeing Blink in PvP.
The Stalker of herO was out of position. He's going to be basically stuck out on the map at this point. He has to go towards the Watchtower. But San, he's going to go for the attack. He has the Zealot as well. He has the Mothership core right behind his herO with some great macro. Gonna go for the Stalker.
Very, very nicely done indeed. 2 Stalkers against the Stalker, Zealot, and Mothership core. Will pick one off. Has to get out of range of that Mothership core. Yeah. Really, really nice control there by herO.
And I'm surprised no Time Warp was used here. Really would have helped. Possibly would have saved the Stalker. And nice micro by herO. This is so easy to mess this up. If he gets attacked like just once or twice by the Zealot, he ends up losing a Stalker. And then suddenly this becomes a completely different fight. And he did not crumble here.
At the same time, though, whilst we're seeing herO get out the Blink, we're seeing San also go for this Oracle. Yep. So I guess he's just going to move straight in there as this is underway.
16 mineral probes for herO. He's going to go for some big aggression with those 3 gateways. This is going to be, I'm tempted to say an all-in, but I think semi-all-in, because he could definitely make some probes behind this. This could just be a pressure, but I do think he's committing a lot to this. And San, I think he has no idea. He has.
Well, I mean,
hasn't scouted anything.
With the Void Ray on the way, he kind of thinks something's up, right? He has to have some kind of defense. Void Ray is going to be very good at that, unless, of course, those Stalkers can control very, very well.
Now he's going to know for sure. The Oracle's going across the map. There's no defense for herO. If San is able to defend well enough, and he should be able to with the photon overcharge, he's going to be in a great position.
That's a lot of Stalkers, though. herO could control this very, very nicely. 9 Stalkers going to be going up against this. Photon overcharge will activate, pushing 1 or 2 of these Stalkers away, but good focus fire on this. Meanwhile, over the other side, a lot of mining has been denied. The Oracle is going uncontested here. Oh, Pylon's actually going down and almost supply blocking San there.
That is one happy Oracle. I think San's going to sacrifice it and kill as many probes as he can. 11 have been killed. 12 maybe. He gets the 12th one. And San is now 12. He's done probes for herO, 26 for San.
He's done so much damage to the economy here that now herO has to make something happen with these Stalkers. Tries to blink forward, tries to get that Void Ray, will not get it in the end. He just takes too much damage if he was going to stay there.
herO has to commit to this, but he needs to wait for the photon overcharge to expire, which is about to happen. Second Void Ray is going to come out here very, very soon. San might have to pull some probes to help him defend against this.
But if he gets extra Void Rays out, if that one recharges its shields as well, he's going to have a lot of firepower behind this. herO knows he's against the clock. He has to make something happen. Pylon will end up going down. No, he won't. Oh, he needs one more shot. He doesn't get the Pylon.
Oh my
he takes so much free damage for nothing.
And San didn't actually rush with using the prismatic alignment on his first Void Ray, so he's still available. He's getting a 3rd Void Ray now. herO is missing his timing. He has to go for it. I think he's going to go for it now.
He's going to have to try the photon. The charge on these Void Rays hasn't been activated just yet. He's actually saving it for when they actually gets in a little bit of trouble. And Chrono boosting out these probes now. He's not bringing in any gases, herO. He's so up against it. He has to make something work here. He's going to go for it. But the 3 Void Rays, nice micro back, uses the charge, will push this away. San is playing this first game absolutely brilliantly. And the Stalkers, they're trying to get the Void Rays. They will get one, but they're taking so much damage in the process.
And I think San knows that when behind in PvP, you don't make Storm, you get Dark Shrine, and that's what he's expecting. So he's gonna get the robotics facility just to be safe, but I think he's not sure of where herO's economy is at. I think he has no idea that basically herO, for the longest time, he wasn't even mining gas at this point. So he's gonna get another Oracle, knowing that all of those units of herO are in front of his base now. He wants to go for not only a scout, but some more probe kills, and I think there's no way herO here, even if he went for the Dark Shrine. I mean, this has already been countered with the Robo. He's going for an expansion, but he doesn't even have the probes to mine correctly in his main.
It's going to be very difficult for herO to transition on. And right now, what he's doing is he's trying to take risks. He's trying to say, these Stalkers are going to keep you a little bit occupied at the front, trying to get some eco going behind all of this. But at the same time, there's already another Oracle moving around.
Gonna fly just right above this one pylon on the top left-hand side, which is pretty funny.
Oh, he changed direction. He changed direction.
Oh, he did.
So that's going to actually be able to do quite a lot. How many units do we have? We have Photon Overcharge available to herO as well as Sentries. Yeah, so he should be okay actually against the Oracle. Not lose too many probes.
Which, in case if you wonder, if you use it twice on the same Nexus, does not give any more damage.
Darn, double Photon Overcharge on a Nexus would be pretty cool. But alas, that is not the case, as the Oracle has a little bit of a look around. Maybe get 1 or 2 probes, but other than that, actually he's going to go straight for the Sentries. That's a big pickup in terms of gas.
I think he was probably... He used shift commands. He used shift commands, click in the middle line, and then use the attack of the Oracle, and didn't really look at it at the time, which was a mistake. He could have killed a bunch of probes more here, which would definitely help. 23 probes for herO, 31 for San. And, well, herO, I mean, he has to go back here with his Stalkers. He cannot stay so far out. He's not going to achieve anything. Oh, he's trying to sneak in 2 Zealots. This is going to be caught. Nicely done by San, playing it very safe. His defense has been perfect thus far.
Very impressive play here, as San now adds on extra gateway behind this Nexus and looks for a pylon forward.
Yeah, he's going to go for... he's going to end the game, basically.
I mean, it's the best way to do it, right? He's so far ahead. He knows he's far ahead. He knows he got all those pro kills early on. Why let your opponent try and recover when you have so much firepower behind this army?
It's the best way to do it. I wouldn't know, man. I always wait and let my opponents come back, but San's not going to do that. He's moving across the map. He's going to proxy another pylon even closer to his opponent's base, I think. And herO has no units. He has nothing. He has like 9 Stalkers, I guess, but...
yeah, and even during all that, he had probes misrallied to his natural, so he actually had 4 idle during all of this. He needed every little shred of income he could get to try and deal with this. Photon Overcharge will hold this back.
Yeah, I have no idea why San is even pulling back. He would just tank with those Zealots and let the Immortals and Void Rays do the work. herO's trying to catch back up on the army supply. He has to be careful. He's getting a little bit frisky here, engaging into this.
San now looking to pressure down that Nexus. It is falling rapidly. This timer, once again, is on herO. He needs to save it. Really nice blink forwards. Will take down one of those Void Rays. Another one pursuing for the charge. But this army from San is just too strong. Another Void Ray will end up falling. And he's actually sacrificing a few units for this Nexus. But it doesn't matter. He gets the Nexus. San, once again, performing very, very well here in game number 1. Another Immortal will end up dying off. Great control from herO. But it doesn't matter. As San kills all the Stalkers off. He's killed the natural. GG for game number 1. San looking fantastic here in the opening stages.
Quite the performance, man. I'm really starting to feel like this is San's tournament to win, basically. He's played so well in all of his games, and now, versus who I thought was the favorite, he really delivered in this first game. Going for the Oracle, this is definitely not a build order win too. I mean, you can go for the Oracle against Blink. It's gonna be okay compared to before, just because of the speed, and also Blinks take forever to research. He was quite fortunate that herO went for such an aggressive build. I think herO did not realize that basically his opponent, he's very fond of Oracles, will very often make them, because if he had known, he definitely would have at least left his Mothership Core back at home for the Photon Overcharge in case an Oracle flies in there. So herO, he took a big risk, and in the end he got punished for it.
But in that instance, you can't really leave the Mothership Core behind, can you? Because the Stalkers, the Blink Stalkers, generally need vision onto the high ground, which is also a very important mechanic as well.
But you're not doing this aggression versus what you think will be a one base. I think herO went for this because he thought there was going to be some kind of expansion early on.
Right.
And you cannot automatically lose if what happens, which is you move across the map, there is an Oracle flying in your middle line, you see that Oracle come in, you're like, well, I guess I just lost. So herO is still trying to fight through it. Behind his Sans defense, I have to say, was beautiful. Especially saving the prismatic alignment was probably the best move the entire game.
Yeah, exactly. It's like if you activate that, he just blinks away and then you've lost it, and then there's a big chunk of time where those Void Rays are very, very vulnerable. If you don't activate it, there's always that air of, I can't fully commit and engage until that is gone. So now, going on to game number 2, Belshir Vestige will be our map. The first map was Sans' choice, and he made good on his promise.
Yeah.
And now going into game number 2, we have herO's map. So, spawning up to the top left-hand corner as our red Protoss. Currently 1 game up in this best of 7. Ladies and gentlemen, give it up for San! And down to the bottom right-hand corner, we have our blue Protoss looking to come back in this best of 7. Give it up for CJ Enters herO.
First game was a really tricky one. herO, he wanted to try something, it didn't work. Now, this is going to be a 2-players map where you don't really expect anybody to try and go for some kind of very quick expansion. Now, those herO scouts, that's my big question here. Does he try and scout and then react from there, or does he try and take a chance like he did in the previous game? On this map, it's definitely going to be easier to see what's up and basically adapt from there, which is what herO has been doing probably the best in this tournament. Whereas San was more like the one guy that goes for his own strategies, who applies pressure. herO is very good at adapting, and that's a very important skill in PvP, but equally so is being aggressive and thinking of good builds to do depending on maps, and that's San's strength.
Yes, I have to completely agree. San was the guy that was saying, you're going to have to deal with what I'm throwing at you, and all tournament long, that's worked out for him in spades. But now, for now, we do have herO here. Just
herO scouts.
Yeah.
I guess he does not want to take any risk with this.
Yep, and just have the gases. Second gas actually being taken by herO as well, so...
Actually, he didn't scout for the proxies inside of his base, so he's just going to go across the map and see what's up. Don't think he should be proxying anything. He wants to know if he's up against 1 gas, against 2 gas. All that kind of small information. I don't think he's going to be very surprised with what he sees, because we have a very standard opener from his opponent. And core was made just a little bit earlier by herO here, like 4 seconds.
Wait a minute. That is very, very early.
I didn't realize he hadn't made a second pylon in his main. Actually, I think we're going to have a proxy Stargate here.
There?
Oh my god.
Of all places?
Imagine how quickly this is going to get. Usually you expect a quick Oracle made across the map to get into your base at, say, around the 6 minutes. Now, if it gets in there at 5 minutes 30, there's not going to be any photon overcharge ready for it. And if San is out of his base or out of position, this is going to be a roles reverse, basically. He's going to lose 10 probes, and he loses the game from there.
I cannot believe what we're seeing here.
But San, is he going to scout for it? He has scouted once behind the middle line of his natural. He's not supposed to go for it twice, but could be.
This is crazy. This is absolutely crazy. As we see now, San, herO even, making an insane move. San has to somehow notice this.
San scouted and he saw that there was only the Mothership Core making. Let's see if he realizes that something's up. He's actually going to hide his own probe. He's scouting a little bit around the map. Not sure if he's looking for some kind of proxy. And no, he's not going to look behind the middle line of his expansion. He is.
Oh, he's actually going to be able to see it. He sees it. He sees the Stargate. Fantastic here for San. And, well, another pylon goes down. He knows he needs to keep that powered. He knows he needs this Oracle out as quickly as possible, but there still will be Stalkers in position with those 2 finishing.
This is disastrous here for herO. San's going to go back into his main. With the 1 Stalker, he's got 2 more Stalkers on the way. With 3 Stalkers in position, this is not going to do anything. herO's still going to get 1 Oracle out and probably keep it flying around the base of his opponent to be a little bit of an annoyance, but this has been completely defended and scouted here. Well,
straight
at least I think he's out of position.
Needs to move with those Stalkers, and indeed he will do. So should be able to shut this down without taking too many losses. 3 probes have gone down, so herO does get pushed away for now.
By the way, 5 minutes 30, and that's a very fortunate opener that San went to went for here as well. Imagine he had gone for a greedier build, like a very quick Stargate himself in his base.
Yeah.
With an Oracle, he would not have been ready for this. He would have had like one Mothership Core, one Stalker, and then that Oracle would have done a ton of damage. This was very fortunate that San spotted this. But now, he has a pylon in his opponent's base.
Oh, has to throw down the Photon Overcharge to push away that Mothership Core. And
is this Stalker stuck
I
here?
think it might be stuck actually in the main. That pylon though in the main base. This is very, very annoying indeed. He's trying to get out of there, but he actually can't. Oh, poor little Stalker. herO, he would love to micro, but he can't. And now, look how many Stalkers San has brought to the front. He's on his opponent's doorstep once again. San here in these games, the Oracle's going to try and go for some harassment. But with these pylons, he's going to underpower every single gateway. He underpowers everything. Those 3 gateways cannot produce anything for now. herO's supply blocked as well. It doesn't even matter. He's trying to chrono boost out Blink, but he has no units to make this happen. What a move by San. What an oversight here by herO. The Oracle's trying to fly in at the main, and the probes are going to surround a lot of these Stalkers, but he's done so much damage. This is fantastic here for San, even getting the Mothership Core that couldn't even get back for the Photon Overcharge. GG 2-0. San, what play. Wow.
Perfect read on how to counter this. I really feel like there's only so few Protosses here that could react correctly to this, as in counter-attacking straight away. That was so smart. San, he had a prop across the map. He proxied the pylon. He's like, not only you don't have any units, you've delayed your own warp gate. Takes so much by going for this. So I'm just going to get a bunch of gateways, warp in Stalkers in your main, and you're going to die. And this is exactly what happens. He punishes this risky build from herO for the second time. herO definitely not getting the better end of those risky builds, those gamble, taking risks, and they're not really paying off so far. Not sure why he's taking such huge risks, to be honest.
He has to change it up. He has to play more standard. He has to play more stable, because now he just lost his map.
4 players map now.
Yeah, we're going to Whirlwind. Game number 3, which is San's choice. And in the past 2 games, he's scouted out well. He's also exploited his opponent when he's made mistakes, has San. So with that pylon going down, only 1 pylon powering 3 gateways and a cybernetic score.
And the Stalker trapped, that was really bad. When I saw the pylon up in his base, I thought he would pull probes, kill it as soon as possible, but no, he didn't even react. I guess he didn't really have the time either. And once the first Stalker warped in, kicked in, it was already too late for herO at this point, and that Stalker trap really did not help. And the smiling assassin is not going to be smiling too much early on in this best of 7.
He looks on tilt, man. He looks a little bit on tilt. There's just these small mistakes that are happening from him that is really not going his way. And San, he's taking every opportunity given to him. So now herO, he has to buckle down. He has to absolutely concentrate as much as possible. And this is that man right there. He is thinking so hard about this, trying to muster up every little piece of confidence he has.
I know this face. He was trying to lock down the build.
Yeah?
He's like, Stargate, no Robo, no Twilight, no Stargate. Back to Dark Shrine. And he's like, yes, Dark Shrine it is. You saw his face at the end here. He locked down the builds.
Yeah? You think it's Dark?
Maybe quick DTs, I mean, could be good. Although on this map, you're going to expect some kind of quick expand sometime from your opponents, but then Stargate counters it. San has been very tricky, and he's been doing very well with the build orders that he picks.
All right, well, getting on to game number 3, we have San at 2-0 up and spawning down to the bottom right-hand corner. Currently 2 games down in this best of 7. Ladies and gentlemen, he needs your cheers. Give it up for herO. And up to the top right, our blue Protoss, currently absolutely dominating. Give it up for San.
San, I've said it. This guy, he's bound to win a tournament at some point. Is this going to be his tournament? I really thought that herO was the favorite here, but San is starting to make me believe here. He's really delivering in these finals, and he's being up by 2 games here. He's gained momentum. He might try something that he would not have tried otherwise if the score was 1-1 or 0-2. He might go for a very daring move, going for something like high risk, high reward, or basically some kind of all-in build where you would be very greedy, or take super heavily, and if it gets scouted, it's completely countered. Basically something, for example, like what herO did in previous game. Something like a very quick target, proxy down on the map, and okay, he's not going to go for a quick scout. herO neither. Let's see if they go for a scout at all. I mean, we could be seeing something like a very quick expansion from both of these players as well on this map. Although, looking at the first two maps, I mean, wouldn't be surprised if they go for very aggressive builds again and try and trick each other from very early on in the game.
Yeah, very important. Slight slip up there from herO to throw down that initial gas, but we already have 2 gases down for San. Now, considering that this is Whirlwind and it is the bigger map, I would like to see a big macro focus because 4th map is Yonsu, I believe, which we're absolutely guaranteed to see a cannon rush on. So,
no, we're not actually.
No, not anymore. So, double gases been taken for herO as well.
San is the only one that's scouting, so that's interesting already, because this might mean he wants to get the information in this game instead of taking a big risk. And he wants to know, most likely, if he's up against a quick expansion, which on this map also is very likely. Oh, herO gonna go for the late scout himself. These players, they're done with playing games, mind games. They want to take a minimum of information which could really help them in winning the game. Because if you scout like this, eventually, sometimes, you're going to run into a very greedy build or something very risky. You're going to see it. And from there, I mean, you're in a great position to counter it and take the win. So, actually, in this game, herO's not going to see anything that important. Oh! Never mind.
Stargate. And then Twilight Council as well.
herO's going to see the Twilight. Yeah. But San should not be able to see the quick Stargate. So, if you have the information, you're actually at advantage because you can use this to your advantage very well. Nice dance here by the pro player.
Yeah, I guess he's like, haha, I've seen your Twilight Council, fun times. There is a pylon over the other side of the map, though. San, what are you up to?
I thought he might be throwing down a Dark Shrine, but he's actually sending his probe quite far away from that pylon now.
He could go for a Stargate, right? Oh yeah, why is he going away from it?
Yeah, he went for...
No reason for...
Not sure. He wants to proxy a pylon and then maybe... Oh, no.
Okay, so it will be Dark Shrine.
Yeah, maybe he was thinking about making the Dark Shrine out on the map, then he's like, wait, what if he scouts this state? But there was already a probe in his main. This is just weird.
It's as if the pylons are just, to guarantee the Dark Time Plus from get it.
I think this is a plan B pylon, but at this point he's just so far that he wouldn't help. Like in case this one closer pylon gets sniped, he has the other one. And this is the build that I thought herO would go for on this map, but no, it's San who chooses to go for the Dark Templars. Said this before as well, going for the Stargate versus Dark Shrine used to be very bad, but because of the new speed of the Oracle, it's going to be a lot better.
Oh, and there's already a pylon going down for herO at the front to try and put on some pressure as well. The interesting thing about this situation is that actually he's going to need to save energy on the Oracle to deal with Dark Templars.
And he's getting a second one. Only one gateway by San. This is surprising. He's going to throw down a second one, but very, very late here in this game.
I kind of think even though if he wants to go for the assault, because that pylon indicates that he might want to go for the attack here. He needs that photon. He needs it.
The Dark Shrine is spotted. Thank God for herO.
Yeah.
He had already started another Oracle. And this is, this is going to come out on time to be able to defend against the Dark Templar attack. He's actually scouting for proxy pylons behind the middle line of his expansion at this point. Very late Mothership Core for herO here, by the way, which I guess he does not really need in this game because he's up against Dark Templars, at least early on.
There's one now moving out here, noticeably from the main, so maybe he was conscious of any kind of attacks that would come along following that Oracle.
Squirtle has done something... that was very brilliant before with the Stalkers on the ramp. herO's looking to do the same.
Yes.
But San has done something even more smart. He's not sending in any Dark Templars because he knows he's revealed. He knows that his opponent is going to be ready at the ramp. So he's actually going to keep one Dark Templar back at home for now. He's going to get another one for an Archon. And I really love this kind of smart moves because at this point, you send in a Dark Templar, it's never going to do anything against somebody like of the caliber of herO.
And during all of that, he was ahead in a Nexus anyway. So what real need did he have to try and do damage then when he was ahead in Nexus?
Something that San could do would be getting a Robo War Prism and dropping one Dark Templar, singing another one in the expansion. But everybody's ready for that. Even in Control was against me at Home Story Cup, so not going to be trying this. This is the new meta. Everybody's ready for it. And herO at this point, he stayed alive in this game early on. They are even on the walk account. Oh, actually, as I say that.
Nice revelation to, and then picking off a few there, but we will have to leave as those Stalkers would cause him a little bit of a problem. Nice catch out with the Dark Templar there. I don't really think still San needed to do that.
And this is definitely a situation that herO was looking for here. He's even on the work account, he's got good production going. He's getting his first Immortal out, and he's gonna need that one so much.
You know,
because San right now is moving across the map and he wants to do a ton of damage. He's going to go for Zealots plus Archons. It's going to be very hard to hold.
With the Nexus, he's still only on 27 probes. He was never making any more extra probes.
Yeah.
So he's actually just marching, and he's going to use Archons here to try and bust this down.
The army supply is going to be also important, and now San is going for the attack. There is a photon overcharge ready for herO.
Needs to push this back, and then if herO is able to hold on to this, he has the probe lead currently.
Yeah, I have to give the lead to herO here. I mean, he forced the photon overcharge in the main. San really thinking about going for it, but there is already an Immortal. The more units herO gets, the better it's going to be for him.
2 Archons going to try and do a lot of damage here. Guardian Shields already been thrown up. Not too bad force fields actually, but they're really not sealing off anything as they're still doing the damage. One of those Archons is already fallen down. Those 2 Immortals are doing far too much damage here for San to really push on through. Army supplies slightly in favor of herO now as he will push this away. Very, very nice hold by herO.
Smiling Assassin doing quite well for himself in this third game here. As the Oracle is going to look for some more action in the main. He's actually almost 100 energy. There is only 1 Stalker, no photon overcharge. He's going to kill a ton of probes before this falls.
Very, very well done here by herO. He extends his lead even further. His income is fantastic in comparison to what we're seeing from San, because all the time, again, San was stuck on less probes even when that attack happened, even though he had a Nexus before his opponent.
I like the way that San went for the killing blow in one of the previous games, adding on extra gateways. This is what herO's going to go for here. Oh, he's going to lose his Oracle. A little bit sloppy here, but I don't think there is any way San is ever going to hold the upcoming attack of his opponent, because herO has gone up to a lot of gateways, 5 in total, 6 in total. He has some Immortals, he has a Void Ray, and he's looking to finish this game.
This is going to be a difficult hold. Very, very difficult hold. He does have the Mothership Core still alive and available to him, but at the same time, it actually is 8 seconds away from Photon Overcharge, so he has to be careful. herO right now, army supply, 48 at 26.
Yeah, when you have this much, Photon Overcharge not going to help all that much.
And he doesn't even have any sentries, so he can't actually seal any of this army off from herO as he now moves up. Photon Overcharge will end up going down, but that's 3 Immortals that have a lot of firepower. He's actually just going to go straight for the Nexus. He seals off the units all at the back as well. The Nexus falls, and herO ends up taking a massive advantage. GG! herO goes up 1 game. Nicely done by herO.
He's smiling again.
Smiling again, man.
Regain his confidence here, possibly with what I thought could happen if these 2 players go into a standard game. herO, this is where he's the most comfortable. When he gets into an equal situation with someone, he can really make a difference. You see, he's talking to himself. He's like, you can do this.
Yeah. And after that game, he could, certainly. But I don't know about you, Top, but I kind of felt that San was still in a really good position at the start of that game. You know, he had his Nexus down. If he'd have committed to economy and then transitioned on, could he have not done something a lot more with that game?
It was smart not to sending any Dark Templars, and he wanted to go for a timing, but herO saw this coming too much. I think the best thing that San could have done was to abort, possibly throw down a Templar Archive, and be ready with 1 Templar in each base to feed back this Oracle. Because the timing he went for, it was too obvious. herO, he's a very good player. He got the Immortals. He had the 2nd Immortal up before the attack even started. And I mean, if you just have two Archons, as San had, very few Zealot and then a bunch of Stalkers, you're just going to get completely shut down by Photon Overcharge and the supply of your opponent. So herO, he didn't play greedy, he didn't get surprised 1 more time. He played solid, and it worked out quite well.
All right, countdown's begun for map number 4, which is indeed herO's map, as we move on to Yonsu. But we're going to have to regame, as herO is currently Terran. So, yeah, he realizes as well by the looks of things. So
maybe he rises to the challenge.
He's like, wait a minute. Sorry, regame, guys.
I apologize, at least.
Oh, how kind of him.
I know a lot of people that would not here.
He won as Terran, 2-2. Okay, anyway. So now we'll get onto this 4th map. Once again, this remake in just a second. And
this is herO's map now.
Yes, it is.
He picked Belcher, then Yonsu. He didn't win on Belcher, but here on Yonsu, I think he knows how he has to go into the series. Play something a little bit safer than the builds he went for in game 1 and 2, which were very high-risk build orders. I mean, things can go wrong very quickly with this kind of build. There's 2 or 3 builds you automatically lost to, and in the end, if you look at it, there were some of these builds that he had to face. He tried to put up a good fight in those games, but he was just too far behind with the build that he had chosen. So playing safer here, if he's able to take it to the mid or late game, I do think he's going to have an edge. Although somebody like San is also very good in the mid to late game in PvP. I've been the casualty myself of his skill in those later part of the game versus SAN.
It's a tough one. It is a tough one. I would love to see, actually, herO tie up this series now and go on to a 2-2, because then it guarantees us we have at least 2 more maps after this one. But once again, guys, countdown has begun for map number 4. As we said, Yonsu is indeed that map. And I was joking around about there being a guaranteed cannon rush. It did happen a lot in the past, but nowadays it's kind of fallen off. People have realized that it's too common a place for it to happen.
And also, everybody knows how to counter. Some players who are good versus it from the start, then they've played in tournaments, everybody saw how to counter, and I don't think it will work.
All right, spawning up to the top right-hand corner, able to take a map back off his opponent, really bringing the fight to him. Ladies and gentlemen, give it up for CJ herO. Down to the bottom left-hand corner, we have our blue Protoss, currently in the lead, 2-1. Give it up for SAN!
SAN, the man who was up by 2 games and looking quite confident to possibly take the 3rd one, was shut down in that previous game. Definitely going to be looking to try and trick his opponent again here, I think. Because in the previous game, he played a little bit more standard. I mean, going for the Dark Templars the way he did with the 1 gate, it's fairly safe against everything. Oh, that pylon placement is telling you something, Kailash? I see you
might be
getting all happy.
It looks like we might have a forge here from herO. So, Yonsu will... Come on, herO, please deliver. Deliver it to us.
If he goes for a forge and gets shut down, I mean, this is disastrous here.
Yeah, it really is.
It would be such a huge mistake, I think.
But it's so common
even
on
if
this
it makes
map.
it work.
Oh, gateway. Oh, it's hot. I almost had a mini heart attack there. But indeed, we now have just gateway for one another. So as for now, no probes been sent out for the scouting, and we're going to get a normal game.
Yeah, no gas will go down around 15. Let's see if they go for 2 gases. herO has been doing a late second gas, but in this game he's going to go for a very quick second one. So might have something special in store here for his opponents. I want to see the quick dark shrine from him. I do think he will pull it off very well with his decision-making. Incredible decision-making, might I say as well.
Yeah, it's certainly fantastic. We've seen it all tournament long, and it's been a real pleasure to watch so far. 2 in each gas geyser here for herO, whilst we have 3 already in the gas geyser for SAN, who has on his 2nd gas geyser a little bit later. And now that cybernetics core is on the way as well for both of these players, just a little bit later for SAN. But in the grand scheme of things, this is going to even on out. Yeah, and doing 2+2 for actually 1+3. He does this a lot. He's been doing. Yeah, I don't know why. 2-2 is more efficient than 3-1, right? He does it. There must be a reason. I guess so. I'm not sure what it is though. Anyway, look at this. Completely mirrored. Extra gateways. Yeah, from both of them. This is surprising. This feels like the least likely build you could see from these guys, but somehow they are going for it, and on the same map. Yeah. So maybe they know something that I don't on this map, which could be double gateway opener are very safe and good on it. I guess you can open double gateways like this, get at least 1 stalker, the mothership core, and then you can get extra units to either pressure or be safe. And from there, you can transition into anything you want. If you want to throw down the Stargate and do a pressure with stalkers plus Oracle, you can. You want to throw down the Twilight Council, you can. Robo wouldn't make much sense. I don't think it would be good. Definitely one of the weakest tech paths you can go for to open for Robo when you're on 1 base. And actually, look at the production tab. This is an absolute mirror we're seeing right now. I guess herO getting the 1 more probe to ruin the party, but other than that, they are doing the exact same. 3rd gateway goes down by SAN. Let's see if herO goes for it as well. Stargate. Stargate choice here. Oh, and herO, he's pressuring. He's the one that's across the map. Remember, SAN's going to be getting the same units as herO is. And that mothership core is kind of out of position here for SAN. So if he gets a few hits on a stalker, the stalkers are out. There's 3 of them. herO has to be very careful. All of reinforcing stalkers here for herO are over the other side, so he needs to bring those along. Oh, this is very interesting. SAN saw the stalkers. He thought the mothership core might fly into his main, so he placed the stalker there. That's not going to be the case. 3 stalkers are here for herO. These stalkers might get time warped. Oh, he does end up using that time warp. He has the sufficient firepower to do some damage. The mothership core under assault, and he does have the high ground vision, but at the same time, SAN is going to throw down a pylon over the other side of the map. He does have those 3 gates just finished up. Yeah, herO, his 3rd gateway is about to finish as well. He's got his target now. Wouldn't be surprised to see an Oracle. There it goes.
Oh, he does not have the energy for recall here. He needs to get out of here. He needs to get back home to defend against this upcoming attack. There's a pylon in the main of herO.
There's a pylon in the main, and that is really going to cause him a lot of problems if he's not careful. As for now, also, the Mothership Core's trying to harass the mineral line over down to Sand's base, and does have to be forced to warp in a Stalker, making sure that he can push that away. Doesn't want to be taking any more probe deaths.
Oh, Sand, he's got 2 Stalkers in the main of herO. hero's going to force the ramp, and
great.
the Stalkers are trapped.
Very, very nicely done here. Dividing and conquering, getting those 2 Stalkers, very important, but Sand is buying a lot of time with these 2 Stalkers as he moved them all away. There's one more force field left over. He actually focuses down one of the sentries that didn't have energy for the force field, but he wouldn't have killed it anyway with his Mothership Core. He's just trying to do what he can.
And Sand, during all this, was able to see the Oracle headed for his base. In formation, through aggression here. Both players want to fight it out. The Oracle has to be countered at home, though.
The Oracle absolutely has to be countered. There's 2 Stalkers already there, though. Sand is on top of it. Even herO had to pull off probes to really make this happen, and the pylon is still up there. It is taking a little bit of fire, and the Stalkers are going down for Sand. herO has taken a significant supply advantage.
You know why? Because he was able to kill 5 probes with the Oracle. In the meantime, with some great shift attacking on those probes, he's going to find himself on 20 probes against 17 because he had to pull his own probes and lost a few of them. Behind his Sand, Twilight Council. Does he go for Blink? Does he go for Dark Shrine? Very possible he could go for Dark Shrine, I guess.
Yes.
He already has the 2 gases. He's warped in a sentry now to maybe help and force field the ramp if he gets attacked, but he has to be wary of that Oracle. And remember what I said. Dark Shrine versus Stargate does not do nearly as well as it used to. And it proved through in the previous game as well.
Exactly. And now Sand, I mean, he knows he's very, very behind, right? So he's trying something out of desperation to make this work. He spots the army completely moving back.
But the Stalker is out of position. At the Watchtower, he's stuck there now. It cannot go back.
This is tough. This is really, really tough here for Sand. He needs to find some way to recover as herO right now. I mean, he's adding on a Robo, he's adding on his Nexus.
It's going to be so hard.
It really is, because herO, behind this, he can...
He makes the Dark Shrine out on the map. This is so smart. This is not going to be spotted in his main. This is his only chance right now to basically come back, because herO's taking his natural. He's getting Observer, actually, right now. So he would have to be very unlucky and really mess up to be able to lose this game, I think.
He really would. He's doing so well here as herO to tie up the series 2-2. Even adding on Void Rays at this point, any unit that herO opts to go for is going to be great because he's going to be in such a lead with the Robo down, Immortal Void Ray against a pure gateway army.
That army moving down the ramp by Sand, I almost feel like he wants an Oracle to fly into his main, see that there is no Dark Shrine, only 2 Stalkers, and basically herO to feel safe and not make detection, which at this point is not going to be the case. herO does not want to get tricked. He knows how far ahead he is, so he's not going to send his Observer in a goofy position. He's going to keep it back at home, and it looks like Sand is gearing up for a big attack here. He might realize that there is Observers. He might go for Archons to try and finish this now, because he has no choice.
Yeah, there's really isn't much choice at all. That's a lot of firepower that we're seeing from herO here. His army supply is 42 to 24. Great force fields, actually, but at the same time, he's going to be pushed back by the Photon Overcharge, as well as the Void Ray and Mothership Core.
Double Dark Templar was warped in, but there is the Observer. He does not know about it
yet. Not going to do anything.
Is he going to pull back on time?
Oh, he's going to take quite a bit of damage on one of those Dark Templars. It does go down, pulls back the other one, but now it's not really that useful. It can't even morph into an Archon. He's just going to go for the engagement anyway. Force fields will separate a little bit of that off, but there's too much firepower here for herO, as Sand is going to be pushed away. herO takes the victory. 2-2, GG, and now herO is on the recovery.
Looking really relieved here. When you're in this situation, when you're down by 2 games, you have to wonder, is this happening in the finals? Am I losing to this guy? Am I losing 0-4 to this guy? I've been playing so well. This is my tournament to win. And herO here, he was able to recompose himself, stay calm, and from there he wins 2 games, gains the momentum. And now he knows what he has to do, basically, versus Sand. He knows how he has to play, and he plans on executing just that.
He was the winner of the Korean qualifier, and generally...
which was quite stacked.
Yeah, exactly. Minus a few, 1 or 2 times, we see that player go very, very far here at the Intel Extreme Masters. Sand, meanwhile, he fell out in that Korean qualifier. He fell out to Donregu, but coming here through the open bracket and making a fantastic rise through the tournament.
It was extremely impressive run, too.
Both of these players stand toe-to-toe, and now we have that 2-2 situation here in a best of 7. So we are guaranteed at least 2 more maps between these 2. And, you know, I think the age and days of PvP being boring and rubbish, they're gone, man. These 2 going at it, it's fantastic to watch because they're not bringing the same game every single time. They're bringing different things to the table. They're trying to outsmart their opponents. They're trying to outmind game their opponents and out-control their opponents.
And this is going to be Sans map pick here, so might have something special in store on Derelict Watcher. What do you think we're going to see? Come on, I want to get one bad prediction out of you at least once.
At least one bad prediction. We're going to see a Stargate definitely from one of them.
Yeah, well, you need to tell which one. You can't be vague about this.
herO. herO is definitely going to go for that. So herO's going to go for a Stargate.
What about San?
San is... You're evil. I don't know. All right, well, we're just going to jump into this game here in a second. As you said, Derelict Watcher will be our map. But it's a difficult one. We see a lot of Blink play on this map from time to time, actually.
Yeah, very possible. It's a map where it's going to be tricky finding the proxy pylons, and there could be a proxy Stargate as well. Although, the way it's been going, I wouldn't expect herO to go for anything really risky again. San could be going for something like a proxy Stargate. We saw Squirtle being quite successful with this kind of play. Then again, those herO finally start to scout early on. He hasn't been scouting very often, very early. But if it happens in the one game that San does something crazy and he scouted, it will be disastrous for him.
All right, getting into game number 5. Derelict Watcher is our map. Let's jump right on in to find out who takes the lead in this series, as we have spawning up to the top right-hand corner, the Recovery King. Ladies and gentlemen, give it up for CJ herO. And down to the bottom left, our blue Protoss, the Zealot King. Ladies and gentlemen, give it up for San.
San really wondering what he's going to go for here. He's very good with Stargate and Oracle. He's done well across all matchups with this build.
Yeah.
So if he changed things up here and went for something a little bit more standard in this game, I could see him doing well once again here versus herO. Whereas herO, I really feel like he has to play it a little bit more safe. In the mid game and late game, his decision making is very close to flawless. If he's able to take it to the later part of the game, I really feel like he will be very confident and able to display his great decision making and his skill.
It's a very, very good point. It is indeed. And now here with 2-2 in this grand final, we're going to see what they're going to be going for. It's just going to be gateway for both. herO's was a little bit later, and he actually did have the minerals for it, so a slight misstep there.
Did he not make it with the rallied probe out of his Nexus?
Did he?
Yeah,
Wow.
I think.
Oh,
This is how you do it usually.
And there we
Sassy style.
Sassy style.
You make every building with a probe coming out of the Nexus. If you don't, then you're wrong.
I think he's over there somewhere, so he might be listening to me. But anyway. But now we have those double gases on the way for both of these players as well. And will San go for the 3-1 once again? It's a little bit
San,
weird.
the only player to scout for proxies, for in-base proxies.
Ah, yeah. Whilst herO is just deciding to feign some ignorance here. Now, of course, there is nothing going on, though. San does send 3 into one, and then 1 into the other as well. So I really would like to know why he
I think it's just the way he rallies them, because one of his
Wait a minute.
assimilators finished before the other one.
herO's done it as well. So is that, you think, because of the rally?
No, they didn't make them at the same time.
Yeah.
So they don't want to do 2 and then late 2 on the other one. So they do 3 on the first one that comes first, and then rally the next probes that come out from the Nexus into the other one.
You mean so it catches up, so it's they
Yeah,
end
so
at
they
the
don't
same
have
time?
to transfer from one gas to another, or transfer from one gas to the minerals, and then from the minerals to the gas.
Maybe.
A little bit more fluid this way.
That's a very, very good point. Well, for now, San is going to actually go for the full scout here, and interestingly enough, he sent a probe up to the north as well. So he's sending 2 probes out. We're going to have a little bit of proxy action here from San. I guess it's going to be Stargate. So I should have predicted San was going to go for a Stargate as opposed to herO. Darn.
Not necessarily always a Stargate here in this position. If he had made it closer, say at 12 o'clock, to his opponent's base, this could get scouted. Being a Stargate, if it's scouted, it's going to look very bad for San. So he's placed it there. Could be a Stargate, could be a Twilight, in which case I think Dark Templars will be made. But yeah, it's going to be a Stargate. And I think he's placed there exactly because of what I said. And behind this, he could actually go for a Twilight and Dark Templars, because if you face a Stargate, even if it's out on the map, and an Oracle flies into your main, you're not going to want to get detection, especially if you lose probes.
Yeah,
you're going to cancel your robo a lot of the time. And believe me, I've lost to that, and you don't read into it too much.
Nope. Well, And it looks like he's just going to be able to keep an good eye on the front here, whilst herO is now moving out into the middle of the map, looking for things, or just traversing that map to make sure that he can intercept anything that will be coming along his way. As Mothership Core's just chilling out at certain bases, etc. And herO is actually keeping an eye on that very, very left-hand side for anything that's going on.
herO wants to play this very, very safe. As expected, he's got the 3 gates, the Robo in the main. This is actually overly safe. At this point, if San had gone for a quick expansion, herO would be really, really far behind. But in this case here, he's going to be on 3 gateways, which is going to be great for warping in units and defending against the Oracle that's going to be headed his way very, very soon. And he's proxying a pylon on the map. He could go for a counter-attack as well if he defends really well.
And he chose Robo, of all things, here to actually try and deal with this. There's 2 extra gateways being added on for San, so he has the opportunity also to get very aggressive, especially with this Oracle now flying in.
He warps his Stalkers across the map. He left his Mothership Core back at home, which is what he needed in the first game.
Yeah, to be able to deal with that Oracle. Once it flies in, Photon Overcharge will be able to push that away. And meanwhile, what does San actually have? In terms of units across there, it's like 6 Stalkers against 2.
Yeah, but those Stalkers, they're actually out on the map. There's nothing back at home. The Mothership Core is going to be sniped.
Photon Overcharge does get activated, though, before that Mothership Core ends up dying, but he will get a Sentry as well here, even using the probe for the fight, and he will lose one of the Stalkers, but at the same time, does he get out of the Stalker? It just barely goes out of range. He's taking a lot of damage, gets it with 1 shot, but loses another Stalker in the process.
Yeah, he's forcing San to go into a 4th gateway here, and behind this, they both have similar economies, 24 probes to 25. The Photon Overcharge is going to run out in the main of herO. He has to get some Stalkers ready to defend against the Oracle, which pulled back on time to survive.
2 Oracles here, so that's a lot of firepower.
Yeah, only 2 Stalkers. I don't think he expects that. Oh, the Mothership Core is going to spot this.
Oh, he has time to prepare. He can actually warp in back at home if he wants to. He warps in a 3rd Stalker to try and deal with those. Very, very nice choice here by herO. Otherwise, he could have taken a lot of damage.
Oh, that Oracle is going to have to run away now. I think targeting probes here would have been great. He would have killed a ton before those Oracle would die, and San could have gained a nice lead, but he went for the Stalkers.
He never remade a Mothership Core, so he actually doesn't have Photon Overcharge for any kind of defense.
But San is on 4 gateways now, so he's going to be fine. He has 3 Zealots, a whole bunch of Stalkers, and herO knows he's ahead, or he knows that he has enough units to take a natural. Maybe not ahead just yet.
Well,
if we look at the walker count, that's a very important number. herO is actually behind right now, but he knows that if he gets attacked by San's not going to have enough to kill him or do a ton of damage.
Exactly.
So if you know that, you can go for a 2nd Nexus.
Especially considering the fact that he actually has the whole time of the walking out to get that Immortal out.
As I say that, San moves across the map and it looks like he might want to go for a timing. I'm a little bit surprised because he's not been making Void Race or anything. He's going to start making pylons in the middle of the map. If he's able to attack before the 2nd Nexus goes up, there's not going to be Photon Overcharge. He might be able to get it cancelled.
He actually needs to bring down that Mothership Core to that natural position as quickly as possible. herO knows there's no expansion on the way.
Yeah,
he's bringing that Mothership Core back as well. That was way out of position. He needs that Photon Overcharge at that natural. He will have 1 Immortal.
Yeah, he needs sentries. He needs sentries down that little ramp that he has. To be able to force field a huge ramp, he needs 3 perfect force fields to split this army in half and crush it.
The Nexus finishes, Photon Overcharge there will be available, and San now is pretty much walking into a place where herO could easily shut him down. He has the sentries as well. He could force field some of these in, and he doesn't actually, they have to filter through back against 1 Stalker.
Those were some missed force fields. This was looking very good for herO. If he had trapped like 5 to 6 units up the ramp, he would have completely crushed those, and then San has no follow-up for this. He has to go for basically another attack and he would get crushed.
This is a cool attempt at a counter-attack here by herO, but San reacted very nicely. And once again, though, San still has no Photon Overcharge or Mothership Core to speak of. So if he wanted to leave that back and try and do something with that, it would be very, very difficult. Right now, the income we're seeing here from herO is better. San is going to try and fly in with an Oracle, but herO is everywhere. herO shuts that down, forces that away, and there's nothing that can be done at the natural here for San.
herO is thinking about moving down here. I don't think that would be a good idea. He has an observer above his opponent's natural. He sees that the Nexus starts. He knows he's miles ahead. Now his reflex or his reaction should be to either chrono boost out a lot of probes or go for a big attack because his economy is going to be that much better. And when that 2nd Nexus finishes by San, he's going to be able to start catching up. So herO, he throws down double extra gateway behind the middle line of his expansion, and I do think he's going to be going for a big attack. His proxy pylon is getting taken out at this point. He's going to actually go for the assimilators, which is a little bit surprising. Might mean he does not go for an attack. for now at least. Let's see.
And herO here, slightly supply block, did end up losing a pylon somewhere. But force field, whoa! herO actually goes for the engagement, thinking that the 3 Immortals is going to be enough for him to actually do the damage.
This could be a big mistake here.
It certainly could be, but at the same time, 3 Immortals do provide a lot of firepower. One at the front does end up getting ravaged by those Zealots.
These Zealots, they're going to take a ton of damage.
They certainly are, and San is evening up that army supply count. In fact, he takes the advantage for a second.
Good micro, he pulled back really, really well here. I think if San goes for a big Zealot warping in and goes for a follow-up attack, these Immortals, they get taken out, and from there, herO is in a lot of trouble. But so far, I guess his warp gates were on cooldown because he had to warp in some units. Maybe back at home, I see he has some Zealots in the middle of the map. That Oracle still presenting a threat in the main, forcing 3 Stalkers to stay there actually. And herO moves down the ramp again!
Still great force fields here by San, and he's actually negating a little bit of the damage from the Immortals at the back whilst eating away at those Zealots. herO is really, really over-eager here to constantly continue pushing down that ramp, and Sentries are actually doing quite a lot of damage to that Immortal.
Photon Overcharge is going to take out the Oracle. That was very important here. These Immortals going to town on the Sentries here. San's gonna have to go back for now, but he's caught up with the expansion here, and even though he has less walkers than his opponents, he traded very, very well in this fight, I feel.
But he needs to warp in. San needs to have Sentries back at home with good energy to be able to deal with this. herO, meanwhile, is going for his Robo Bay, but now still, herO has that kind of tech advantage, which held him strong. And another Oracle
I was going to say, this will be smart, because there is no way herO will keep Stalkers at home the entire game.
Look at this, trying to focus down those Sentries, knowing that if he keeps pushing, he needs those Sentries. He got 2 of them! He got 2 of them! Nice, fantastic there by herO!
And no Photon Overcharge just yet. 90 energy on the Mothership Core. herO pulls back for a second to snipe a Pylon and a Zealot. I don't think he's going to be going for the attack. He knows this is too risky. He's been definitely getting over-eager, as you say. The moving down the ramp was a huge mistake. He could have just taken 2 Archons with charge loss and moved down a little bit later, but now with the Oracle flying into his main very, very soon, he's not ready. He doesn't even have the Mothership Core nearby.
Yeah, that was really cool before by herO to focus those Sentries down and make it look like he wanted to go for the push, but this Oracle is going to fly in. There is a slight probe advantage for herO, but unless this Oracle is dealt with, then that is going to get evened up. Does warp in a few Stalkers, but he's just going to go straight for this. He's just going to commit suicide with the Oracle and get as many probes as possible. He's already got quite a few, 9 kills on that, and in total, now we actually have a probe lead for San.
Yeah, but herO he goes for the 3rd base. I think he knows his army is big enough for him to defend any kind of upcoming attack. He should definitely set up 1 or 2 cannon per mineral line to deal with a follow-up with another Oracle in one of his bases. herO has had an observer above his opponent's base the entire game. This is about to get shut down, possibly with the observer of San coming out. No, he does not see it. And San goes for his own Robo Bay and Forge. This is again a complete mirror. Both players, they have about the same workers. herO a little bit behind in that. But if you look at the production type, they are getting about the same thing. The only thing that's missing for San is the 3rd base that he's going to have to be very careful about. Because if this kicks in for herO and San sees it too late, he's going to be committed to an attack.
Yeah. What a great PvP this has been so far. Really, really back and forth. Gets the Oracle.
He sees it.
And he sees the 3rd base. But can he do anything about it? Because right now, both of them have got Colossi on the way.
That Stalker can't, that's for sure.
No, poor little Stalker cannot. But herO has the backbone of 4 Immortals. That's so much firepower going up against an opponent that has only gateway units and then maybe a Colossus once it comes down.
This is going to be a 1 Colossus all-in with a ton of gateways here by San. Upon seeing the third Nexus, he threw down 2 extra gateways. He's going to start proxying a pylon here very, very soon. herO moved up his ramp. He was feeling unsafe, and I think this is looking great here for herO because he already has a Colossus. He has a bunch of Immortals.
So strong.
Yeah, and second Colossus is about to come out here. He's even walling off his 3rd base here a little bit.
Worker supplies are dead even. Army supplies slightly in favor of herO, but also herO has the quality behind his army, which is going to really, really pack a punch to San if he equally gets over eager. But he's committed to this. He doesn't have any upgrades on the way. He doesn't have... I don't even think he got Colossi with Thermal Lance, so he's just waiting for that 1 Colossus to get along there. herO, does he have Thermal Lance done?
No, I don't think so.
No. Okay,
well... So, having 2 Colossus is such a big deal, and even though they have the same Immortal count here, herO can pick a better engagement if he walks a little bit for it. Oh, but starting charge and +2, this is a mistake here. He needs to get as many units as he can right now.
Yeah, definitely, absolutely. San is posing a lot of problems.
Around with his Mothership Core to use the Photon Overcharge on the 3rd base. This is so smart here.
It's a wise move, but he might catch him on the ramp here. Those Time Warps as well as the Guardian Shields do go up. Force Fields, they're going to try and hold this back, but there's a lot of damage being done to that 1 Colossus. 3 Colossi here need to do the damage. No No thermal lenses for either of them. Hard for them to take the engagements. herO with the supply advantage in terms of the army. All of those zealots really pushing San back.
And the army supply 68 to 49. Sans keep going for it. herO move down the ramp.
The three immortals of San are only focusing out the zealots. They're not getting to the Colossi. The Colossi for herO are going to push this back. GG! herO takes a 3-2 lead after going down 2 games. He is now 1 game away from the championship here at the Intel Extreme Masters Singapore.
He stayed calm and collected, was able to win 3 games in a row. Now if you're San, you have to be wondering, I was up 2-0. How did I let this happen? How did this happen? Am I going to lose 4-2 after losing 4 maps in a row? He has to be thinking about this now. He's going to have to stay calm, think about a good strategy to execute on the next map, and basically keep on trying to play his very best, because herO right now, he's playing so good. He's played so good in these last few games. He took some risk in the first 2 games. He didn't pan out at all. He got scouted in the second game. It was just horrible the way everything was going down for him. But then in the next games, he plays a little bit safer, and he ends up defending everything that's being thrown at him. And from there, he just takes great decisions and secures himself the wins.
What a final we've had so far. What a final. It was PvP, and it has not disappointed in the slightest. A back and forth game, as we now have herO 3-2 up against that man, San.
Why would you be disappointed by PvP?
Some maybe, but I am certainly not. After seeing these games, they've been absolutely fantastic. And now we have herO, that man, sitting 1 game away from the championship here. What a performance he has brought out all tournament long. What a performance he's brought out in these last 3 games as well. Polar Night is our 6th map, as we have herO and San getting ready to battle it out. San needs to tie this up. He needs to keep his championship hope alive. If he places second, it's the 2nd time in as many months.
I really thought that this was going to be CJ's tournament. I really thought they would take... They would take 2 players to the finals, possibly take all the top 3 places, but San has denied this to 2 players. Can the last CJ player up against him avenge his teammates? It looks good so far. 3-2, and winning the last 3 games. Definitely has some momentum here, this man.
This man doing very well for himself. Let's get into game number 6, as we have spawning down in the southern position as the Red Protoss, 1 game away from being a champion. Give it up for CJ herO. And up to the north, our blue Protoss, looking to keep his tournament hopes alive. Give it up for San!
San, the man who definitely always tries to get the better end of mind games. Very early on with some aggressive builds, sometimes very risky too. In the first 2 games, it was herO who tried for something that San definitely got the better end of. Does he try for something different here? Does he try to take the safe route himself here on Polar Night? Because right now, what Idra said previously of San being a little bit too cheesy and having a harder time in the mid to late game is proving true.
Yeah.
It was against Zerg as well. He lost a long game, he won the very quick games, and now versus Protoss, he's going the exact same way. In the very quick games where everything is played out early on, he does well, but as soon as you reach the mid game or late game, herO is always able to outdo him.
Indeed he is. And now we'll see if herO can carry that through to a 4-2 victory here at the Intel Extreme Masters Singapore. But this man is going to certainly rival that. Throws down his initial gas a little bit later actually here than herO's gas. A lot quite later. And takes the second one as well. So he's just going to even that up quite nicely, considering the second one is a little bit earlier.
You see, this is why he does 3+1, because he starts 1 gas a lot earlier, and he wants to saturate it as much as possible very early on. So he's going to do 3. And then when the second gas comes out, he does not want to put 2 in there immediately. And he does not want to go from 1 gas to another, because they're really far apart.
Yeah, they are pretty far, man. That little probe, he could have mined a whole extra 4 or 8 gas before he even gets there. But now, throws down the 7-inch core, as does herO. And the second gas is already going down, but San moving out with a very, very quick probe to go for some scouting.
Yeah, the only player that's going to be putting some scouting in early on. I have to say, herO, in almost all of his games, no matter what matchup, he does not scout early on. Versus Terran, he scouts with the mothership core, so it's quite late. And now here versus Protoss, He never scouted earlier, and he doesn't even scout for in-base proxy, which I guess in this game doesn't matter because he has buildings all over the place.
Yeah, herO now just gonna greet this probe and with a mothership core, in fact, and tell it to get out of there as quickly as possible, as we actually have a Stalker being added on for Sana and a second gateway. So it looks to be going up to that 3 Stalker mix here with the mothership core, and it's a potent mix. I really, really like it, but...
Plus a quick mothership core here by Sana. We might see a 3 gateway pressure, like he tried to go for before. But I think he was thinking about going for a proxy pylon here, but realized this might be found. So he hit his probe for some time, and now he anticipates that herO might have moved out. So he's going to send the probe back in and get a perfect scout of the entire base of herO. So as much as there's nothing to see just yet, he's going to know that, well, nothing was started, basically.
Yeah, he will. The Twilight Council's on the way here for him. And look at this herO. He actually chrono boosted his cybernetics core. The probe came in, the chrono boost had dissipated. He waited until the probe had moved out of vision of it to then chrono boost it again.
And he's on 3 gateways. He's adding on 2 extra ones. He was going to throw down the Twilight, moved it. Okay, he's still going to go for it. So both players are going for the Twilight, but Sans is much earlier. And herO was able to spot it. So from there, we should be seeing a Robo being thrown down by herO momentarily, knowing that it's either going to be Blink or a Dark Shrine. He might go for the confirmation on the Twilight as well, because this was not yet finished when he scouted. Could have been a cancel, but usually this late's not going to happen very often too.
And even adds on the Robo here, does herO. Just to make sure that nothing crazy is going on. Very, very important to make sure you're well protected against this, especially when you're going Twilight Council yourself, right? You absolutely need the detection in one form or another.
Oh, look at that game sense. herO is going to scout for proxy pylons on the bottom right-hand side, and he finds one. Sad does not see it because he didn't have the vision in range. And that Dark Shrine for herO, I told you it was going to happen. And it's happening now.
A big, big tell for herO to be able to deal with what we're seeing here from San in Game 6. That Dark Shrine now on the way as well. San needs to know about this, but he's getting his own Robo facility as well.
And I think the pylon earlier of San was surely was able to see the probe at some point. No, didn't he go back down here? If herO was able to hide this the whole time and proxies a pylon here, this is going to get very, very, very quickly into the base of San, who's making a Robo right now, but hasn't blocked his ramp and might not be able to get an observer on time. This is actually very well executed build here by herO. A Dark Shrine takes 100 seconds to make, and a pylon takes 25 seconds. So you start it when your Dark Shrine is about 3/4 through done. herO gets it just a little bit before that, and very well hidden behind some bushes.
Yeah, there's a little bit of a Zealot on Zealot action down to the bottom here, but at the same time now the Dark Shrine is about to complete, and herO's looking around, scouting out the forefront, seeing if those Dark Templars can get in, and he sees the Robo facility.
It's fortunate for San that he's going for Observer, but it looks like he might move out very, very soon. So his Observer is rallied in his main, which is obviously going to be good in detecting the Dark Templar, and he has the Mothership Core there as well. Okay, those... I think herO has to pull back. herO has to pull back when he sees this many Stalkers, but... Oh, they're going to go up the ramp. He does not see them just yet. He goes for the snipe on the probe, maybe. Did San just see that DT?
If he doesn't go up, he knows. He saw with the hallucinated Phoenix that there was that Robo facility there. He doesn't want to commit any further.
And San's going to play it very safe. From there, he has to play quite passive, because you need to defend a minimum versus Dark Templars. Although, he could go for a second Observer, pressure with his Stalkers, and stay at home with just the Mothership Core and an Observer. It's still going to be pretty risky. He could take some damage. He will be repelled quite easily back at San's home because the third Immortal is already out.
Exactly. This is... He's been furiously chrono he's been furiously chrono boosting those Immortals out. 2 Nexi now start here. One for each player. And...
You know, he invested into a Dark Templar that didn't do any damage, so a good reflex to have is to warp in another one and make them into an Archon. And because he has already 3 Immortals, he's getting a 4th one. If he goes for a timing against this Blink Stalker tech of San, this could do so much. This could be great here for herO. But for now, he has to play defensively. He has to wait for the critical mass that he needs to fight this off.
Wow, he's going to have so many Immortals. He's going to have 4 Immortals very, very soon if he continues to chrono boost that one out. Forge is going down here for San. He's playing a little bit of a longer game. He knows he has Stalkers with Blink to keep his opponent contained, so he can start doing these little things like investing into upgrades.
Against this many Immortals, I do think that San is going to have to go into charge loss to be able to deal with this, but he chooses to go for Robo Bay. He wants to go for Colossus.
Oh, nice blink back here by San. He did end up losing one of the Stalkers. It's very difficult to blink against that many Immortals. 1 or 2, yeah, sure, that's okay. But if they start focus firing down these units, they fall very, very rapidly.
Oh, Dark Templar got into the main. The Observer is out of position. If this gets just 2 or 3 kills, it's gonna
Where is
pay
it?
for himself.
Nice force field, very, very nice force field. That Dark Templar trying to wiggle on around, but the Observer is there, as well as the Thrown Overcharge. Really good defense, considering it wasn't in position.
Good defense, but it was definitely worth it to go for this, killing 3 probes at this moment in the game when your opponent only has 30. Or even less, actually.
herO.
Definitely good. And San, with a 2-walker lead, going to be transferring walkers to his natural. He's going to boosting his gates. He's going to go for a big attack.
Yeah, I thought herO was going to be able to contained by San because he had blink, but it doesn't look like that's the case. As now he's found a way to get all the way across the map. That's a lot of firepower here that herO has. As he now pushes forward, he has an outcon as well. The Zealots are going to tank a lot of this damage for the Immortals. He has to pull back. Doesn't want to go too far into that base.
And Force Field is going to be useless because herO has 2 Archons at this point. I like the timing, but I think San should be able to micro well enough, pulling back behind the Nexus with the Photon Overcharge to hold this.
Doesn't want to go any further. San.
These Immortals are so dangerous. I think from there, San, he has to get only Zealots to be able to defend. And I think herO doesn't even wait for the Photon Overcharge to finish. The Observer is in the main.
This is very, very difficult here for San. He has to control this absolutely perfectly. The Zealots are still tanking a lot of damage. He has no force fields either, so he can't keep any of this back. San now in army supply is dead even, really trying to deal with this as best he possibly can. But the 4 Immortals, will that one stay alive? Yes, it does. They're still there.
He barely holds for now, but behind this, he has to get more Immortals. He cannot start Colossus production. And herO is gonna say, you know what? I've done a ton of damage. I'm probably a few walkers ahead. He's actually 10 walkers ahead.
He is.
He's gonna be pulling back. He knows he's gained the lead here. He does not want to throw the game away. This could be match point here for him. So he's gonna get a War Prism behind this, get his own fort to catch up on upgrades, take 2 gases on his expansion. And I love that decision, to be honest, because San, he was probably gonna start to get enough Immortals to hold this quite comfortably. And with the Zealots in support to tank and the Blinkstalkers, he was probably going to start doing well against this, as herO could not reinforce close enough to the fight to make it work.
The fact that herO, during all of that, was 10 probes up and is now still... Well, he's going to catch that for a second, and then it does retreat to the high ground. Thus, San is unable to really do too much, as well as the army. And he even found the pylons. This is a really good pickup here for San to try and start mounting some kind of recovery. He really doesn't want any more Dark Templars to be warped in and then hitting him whilst he's moving out, for example.
And San's +1 finished as herO started, so that's going to be definitely good for him. He leaves actually 1 cannon in the middle line of his main, which is good for defense. San now has 1 single Colossus. If he moves across the map and goes for a timing, it's actually going to be pretty hard for herO to hold, but this Immortal Archon army is going to do very well in open spaces. 5 extra gateways for herO. 5 extra gateways to reinforce at the front. If you play with this style, with the Immortal Archon and Zealots, you're going to have a lot of gateways to defend against this. San, it looks like he wants to go for a timing here. He stopped pro production for some time. Now he started it again, but he's full boosting out his gateways.
He's continuing to chase. He was trying to get that Immortal. Whoa, you have to be careful about blinking straight forwards into Immortals. They will kill you.
He's on the way, but it's not going to finish on time before this fight begins. But herO, with 3 gateways finishing, he's going to have a good shot at holding, and if he holds this, I think he wins.
He's going to have a lot of units, but he hallucinates one of the Colossi because he realizes that his opponent has quite a lot here to do a lot of damage with. That 1 Archon moves on forwards. Army supplies 40 to 42, now evening out 40-40 apiece. This is very, very close, very tense. That charge finishing is going to be fantastic for him.
herO is 12 walkers ahead. If San does not make something happen now, herO, surely he's going to gain a huge lead in army, and that's never good when it happens in mirror matches. San, he has to go for a huge attack here. He has to commit to this.
And herO feels as comfortable as enough as to throw down the Templar Archives during all of this. He's going to go over there across the map with the Warp Prism. There's really no units to deal with that.
Because he has charge lots, he needs to make only Zealots at this point, because his gateways are going to recharge faster.
And he's going to go for the fight here, as those 2 Immortals as well as the Colossi not going to hold on too long for San, as herO will end up pushing this back. Is he on the verge of winning the Intel Extreme Masters? The Immortals close the gap. He's going to push this away once again. Army supplies now 50 army supply to 30. The Warp Prism in. What is he actually doing? He's got 1 or 2 Zealots there to harass as well. So San has to do damage or he's going to die.
And it looks as if herO might have enough. Here he goes for the fight. He feels confident enough. He wants to finish this game. He wants to be the Extreme Master Singapore champion. And San keeps on pulling back without time warp here. It's just not happening for San.
It's too much. It's too much. San has to make a decision. He has to either go or die. But at the same time, it's too much of an army. His natural is being harassed. The Immortals close the gap. They kill the Colossus. So much of the damage goes. GG! Ladies and gentlemen, herO, CJ enters his herO, is your Intel Extreme Masters Singapore champion.
The Smiling Assassin coming back with 4-2-2. Very impressive in these grand finals.
Ladies and gentlemen, give it up for CJ herO! What a performance. What a triumph during all of the qualifiers, during the entire tournament. CJ herO prevails after an amazing, amazing performance. What better champion after seeing all of his games, all of his wins, and that series as well, recovering from 2 games down for a 4-game straight kill to San.
That was very impressive PvP, some of the highest level PvP you could ever see here, and herO really adapted throughout all this. He was going for some risky builds at first, and then he realized he had to play safe. He played safe, he took all the right decisions, and there is no more deserving guy than him.
I got to stop you there, Todd. All right, guys, we're going to send it over to the stage with Paul Redeye and your champion.
Thanks very much, Kalaris and Todd there, and also a big thank you to our other commentators this weekend, to Greg Idra Fields, and also Mr. Maynard as well. Ladies and gents, all 4 commentators have been fantastic this week. Also a big hand to the man that you very rarely see. He's backstage, pressing lots of buttons and mice. He is our observer. He's in Feza. Thank you to all of those guys for a really great job that they've done over the last 4 days. It's been a very long tournament indeed. We do have a champion, we do have a runner-up. We're going to introduce them in just a moment and present them with some money and with the trophy and the championship for the Intel Extreme Masters Singapore. To help us do so, please make some noise for Mr. Lee from BenQ and Addy from APAC Intel Asia. Thanks, guys. It's fine. Okay. We're going to introduce you to our runner-up here. He's had a fantastic tournament. It's only the 2nd time we've seen him at the Intel Extreme Masters, but he has gone a long way to securing the hearts of many of the fans here in Singapore and online, I know. He's had a fantastic tournament, only, unfortunately, finishes as the runner-up. Please make some noise for San. Winning $4,000, and as the runner-up for the Intel Extreme Masters in Singapore is San. Okay. And your winner, having lost just a single match throughout the entire tournament until he made the finals, and having come back in glorious fashion from 2-0 down to win 4-2. The winner and the champion of the Intel Extreme Masters Singapore 2013, CJ herO! $10,000 presented by Mr. Lee from BenQ and Addy. Do the honors. And the trophy. The champion of Intel Extreme Masters Singapore is herO! Well done to herO. One last time, ladies and gentlemen, for herO, your champion in Singapore. Really, really fantastic games all weekend. We have a tradition here at the Intel Extreme Masters, and we like to continue it as well. Ladies and gentlemen, this has been the Intel Extreme Masters Singapore from 2013. We'll see you next year.